my dear children, once again welcome back to class 11 microeconomic class. So children, we were discussing chapter number 3, producer behavior and supply. In the last class we have studied about the concept of supply. So what do you mean by supply? Supply refers to the quantity of a commodity which a producer or a seller or a firm is willing to sell in the market at a particular price during a given period of time. That is willingness of a producer to sell goods, that is known as supply. And also we have studied about the law of supply. So the law of supply states the relationship between price of the commodity and also the quantity supplied of a commodity. So what is the relationship between price and quantity supplied of a commodity? There is a positive relationship between price of the commodity and quantity supplied of a commodity. That means if price increases, quantity supplied increases. If price decreases, quantity supplied decreases. Okay. So today we are going to discuss yet another concept related to supply, that is supply function. So in the second chapter we have studied about the demand functions. What do you mean by demand function? The functional relationship between demand, quantity demanded of a commodity and the factor affecting demand. The relationship between demand and its factors. As supply function means what? Supply function explains the relationship between the supply of a commodity and the factor determining supply. The determinants of supply, the relationship between the determinants of supply and also supply of a commodity. Okay, that is known as supply function. The mathematical or the functional relationship between supply of a commodity and its factors. Okay. So we know that there are two types of supply, individual supply and market supply. So a lot of factors which affect the supply of a commodity. Especially in the case of individual supply, price of commodity, technological changes, input price changes, change in taxation and subsidy policies, that is government policies, change in price of other goods, etc. And in the case of market supply, there is one more additional factor which determining market supply, that is number of firms. All other same as individual supply. So these are the determinants of supply. So the relationship between supply, whether it is individual or market supply, the relationship between supply and the determinants of this supply is known as supply function. So there is individual supply function and also market supply function. So first of all, individual supply function. What do you mean by individual supply function? Individual supply function expresses the functional relationship between supply and factor affecting the supply of a commodity by a individual seller. Okay, here there is only one seller. The relationship between supply of commodity and factors affecting the supply of commodity by a individual seller. So what are the determinants of individual supply? So determinants of individual supply are price of the commodity, technological changes, price of input, government policies and also price of other goods. So we can express this relation by using this mathematical formula, that is QS is equal to F of PS, T, PI, GP and PO. Okay, this is the expression of individual supply function. Okay, then let us find out what is the relationship between supply and each of these determinants. So first one, price of the commodity. What is the relationship between quantity supplied of a commodity and price of the commodity? We know that we have already studied it in the last class, that is law of supply expresses the relationship between price of the commodity and quantity supplied of a commodity. So what is the relationship between price and quantity supplied? Yeah, there is a positive relationship between price and quantity supplied of a commodity. That is law of supply that we have detailedly explained in the last class. What is the law of supply? So law of supply expresses the relationship between price and quantity supplied of a commodity. There is a positive relation. That's why the supply curve is upward moving curve from left to right. It's a upward sloping curve. Supply curve is a upward sloping curve. Okay. Then the next determinant is T, that is technological changes. We know that science and research laboratories around the world as well as business firms look for new technology or new methods of production to reduce their cost of production. So how it affects the supply of a commodity? Technological changes. How the technological changes affect the supply of a commodity. So in the first case, the improved technology, the improvement in technology lowers cost. We know that if a producer using an most modern technology, he can reduce the cost of production and raises the profit margin. If cost decreases, profit increases. So if profit increases, production increases and supply also increases. So in this case, supply curve shift to right. Here in the diagram you can see without change in price. Price is same. Here it is P1, but the quantity is increased from Q1 to Q2. Okay, the supply curve is shift from S1 to S2. So that means increase in supply curve, increase in supply due to technological changes, due to improved technological changes. So the supply curve is shift into right. If there is increase in supply curve without change in price, the supply curve shift into right. Okay. Then second case, if technology deteriorates, that means if a producer using outdated technology, the cost rises, which reduce the profit margin. The investment falls. If there is no profit, the producer are not willing to invest more. So investment falls, then production falls, and also supply. Supply also reduces. So supply curve shift into left. Here the price is same. There is no change in price, but the supply curve is shift from S to S1. Here, okay, shift in supply curve. This is because what? There is a decrease in supply without change in price. Here, due to technological outdatedness. Okay, the technological deterioration. Okay, so due to this, the supply curve shift into left. Okay, then third determinant is input price changes. So for the process of production, the producer need inputs. So the changes in price of input, whether it is factor input or non-factor input, also affect the cost of production. Suppose if input price falls, that means marginal cost falls and profit margin increases. So the investment increases, production rises and also supply rises. So supply curve shift to right. So the diagram is same as the improved technological changes. That is shift in supply curve to right side. Okay. Then if input price rises, what happens? Marginal cost rises, which lower the profit margin. Then the investment also decreases, production decreases, and supply also decreases. So here the supply is decreased due to increased price in input. So the supply curve shift to left. Okay. Then the fourth factor is the government policies, GP. That is, government imposes various type of tax on production. So for example, sales tax, then excise duty, customs duty, etc. And also subsidies are provided by the government on certain products to encourage production. Therefore, a change in the tax rate and subsidy will affect the overall marginal cost and supply curve. So taxation is compulsory payment to the government. Then subsidy is from the government to production sector. So if tax decreases or subsidy increases, that means marginal cost decreases. Yes, tax is reduced and subsidy increased. So marginal cost decreases, profit margin increases. So investment increases, production increases, and supply curve increases. So supply curve shift to right. So there is increase in supply that leads to what? The rightward shift of supply curve. Then in the opposite situation, that is, if tax rate increases or subsidy decreases, the marginal cost increases, which lower the profit margin. Then investment falls, production falls, and the supply decreases. The supply curve shift to left. Okay. So this is the effect of government policies on supply of a commodity. Okay. Then the fifth one, change in price of other goods. Okay, change in price of other goods. We know that there are two types of goods, substitute goods and complementary goods. So what do you mean by substitute goods? Substitute goods, that is goods we can use instead of other goods. That is known as substitute goods. So we can explain it with the help of an example. So here example for substitute good is tea or coffee, and we can use tea instead of coffee or coffee instead of tea. So if price of tea falls, its supply falls. That we have studied in the law of supply. If the price falls, supply also falls for the commodity. And the supply of coffee rises because the producer shift is use of resources from the production of tea to the production of coffee. So the supply of coffee rises and the supply curve of coffee shift to right. Okay. So it is the shift in supply curve of coffee is due to fall in price of tea. Okay. Then if price of tea rises, its supply would rises. Then the supply of coffee falls and the supply curve of coffee shift to left. Okay. Here not the decrease or increase in the price of coffee. The shift in supply curve of coffee is due to increase or decrease in the price of tea. Okay. So this is the effect of price of other good on supply of a commodity. Then in the case of complementary goods. So what is the meaning of complementary goods? So in the case of complementary good, the goods are used together. The goods which used together is known as complementary goods. For example, car and petrol. So if the price of car rises, supply of car rises and the supply of petrol also rises because car and petrol are complementary goods. And the supply curve of petrol shift to right. then if the price of car decreases, automatically its supply falls, and supply of petrol also falls because they are complementary goods, they are used together. So if the price of car decreases, supply of car will decrease, and it leads to decrease in the supply of petrol. So the supply curve of petrol shift to which side? Left side. Okay. Then next is market supply function. So what do you mean by market supply function? So it expresses functional relationship between market supply and factor affecting the market supply of a commodity. Okay. So it expressed as Qs is equal to F of Ps, T, Pi, Gp, Po and N. So the first 5 factor is same as individual supply. Only one additional determinant of market supply function is change in number of firms. Okay. The explanation of that other factors, that is price of commodity, technological change, then price of input, government policies and price of other good is same as individual supply function. Then change in number of firm is the additional determinant of market supply function. So an increase in the number of firms shift the market supply curve to its right. If the number of firms increases, or the number of firms or number of producer increases in a market, leads to a rightward shift of supply curve. At the same time, decrease in the number of firms or decrease in the number of producer in a market leads to a leftward shift in market supply. Okay, so these are the determinants of supply of the commodity, and the function, supply function expresses the relationship between the supply of commodity and the determinants of this commodity. Okay students, I hope you understood. So that was today's session. So as usual, you have to watch the URL, attend the test paper, download your notes and study it well. See you in the next class. Bye.